Welcome back, YouTubers. Nate Nadia. I don't like this voltage float. I mean, rest voltage. It's normally between 12 and 12.7, 12.8. But here's a quick lowdown, a quick update. Last night the rest voltage read 12.6 volts, and this morning it was 12.4. This was long before the solar. I might include a quick video of earlier this morning of the rest voltage of this battery. So I have a small R&D fund regarding the slow transition to moving the house, the place where I'm staying. Still staying with a family member, mom specifically, call a spade, and slowly but surely and eventually this whole system needs to move over to something more reliable. And when I say system, I mean the battery. I mean replacing this pulse width modulation charge controller, and then I'm thinking of a Victron smart shunt. I'll call the shop today and find out how much there is available and make the necessary adjustment, because I do not like this. I don't know what triggered it. A few days or weeks ago I adjusted the panel on the roof. I think I'll need to adjust it again and then move more of the panels towards the east, because the panel hooked up to this 5 amp charge controller historically via this volt amp meter has shown that more power normally comes from the east than what comes from the west. And there's a likelihood that I'll take the 50-watt panel from this charge controller that's towards the east and hook it up to the panel that's aimed towards the west, because a higher voltage of, say, an open circuit volt of a panel here in Namibia, if it's a panel is a new condition, it's around 21 volts open circuit, and combined as we're looking at 40 volts. It's not really something I plan for, but like I said, I do have an R&D fund to slowly move most of the stuff. This load side of things might be hooked up to the load side of the Victron MPP charge controller. I do have a few low voltage disconnect modules, but I'll keep you guys inspect. This video might be a very long one. The title of this video, I know it's 2 minutes into the video, or 3 minutes. Solar controller update of Victron. I know Victron is quite popular. I actually had plans to build one from scratch, but the C programming course I'm doing now, I'm still in the introduction stage. So that MPT Victron controller won't only serve the DC loads of today, but it will also power eventually there will be a MPPT either inverter charger or some sort. It depends on the prices of those items. So I don't like this 12.4 volts. 12.3, oh no. And at least with MPPT, it takes the voltage high and then it steps it down. So it takes the voltage from, but I'm just rambling now. These are just ideas, concepts. I might change at the last minute, but I need to replace these charge controllers. It's a must. And then of course this power bank will definitely, oh, it also needs charging. It's not bad. So see you guys in a bit. Shucks, it's early morning. I think this probably is the suspect for causing the battery not to fully charge. But I'm still leaving no stone unturned. Whether it's that piece of plastic. Now the reason I have it set like this is sun in the morning in the angle from the back. These white cables are not actually UV resistant. I apologize when we need the background. So the angle in the morning, the sun, just making sure that it doesn't hit the panel from the back side, and it's still very well ventilated at the back. but I'm still leaving no stone unturned. The 15 watt panel now at least it's capturing the early winter rays. So now 115 watt is being pushed to the battery, but I'm not taking any chances here. I think that the temperature is somewhere, it's very chilly. Goodness gracious. Okay, let me get my carcass out of the, okay, to lean on. Okay, perfect. So few moments from now I should have the, okay, what may take me about an hour or two, go to the shop. Go first want to call Pupkovits. They're not the sponsor of this video, something I'm buying out of my own hands, out of my own pocket. See you guys in a bit. A few hours later I actually got hold of the I'll hold it as long as possible. Maybe there's some things that you would like to read. Yes, I finally pulled the trigger and got hold of this. It should be nice to see this on the Huawei P20 Lite. So, plan before I open up the box, maybe have it somewhere mounted here. Of course, I was curious about the booklet. I took it out. It says something about 6mm square cables. It should be within spec because each of these cables here, they are at about, I believe it should be 2.5 millimeter squared. Snap. A single wire. Sorry for that. Should be 2.5 millimeter squared. Somewhere there. But it's in a previous video. I'm excited. So, unboxing of this. Most of what you see here will change. I think this thing comes with a 5-year warranty. At 12 volts, that's about 220 watts. At 24 volts, oh, there we go. So I don't make up the stuff fictitiously. I only realized afterwards that the limit is 24 volts. So by that token, I will then, the system won't go beyond 24 volts. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Yeah. The system won't go above 24 volts. When I say 24 volts, I'm referring to battery storage. Yeah, let's go. Let's unpack this, shall we? Okay, I'm back. So this booklet, it's quite thick. There are several languages that's offered. It's 5-year warranty. The focus charge controller on the distribution board, I think in 2013, 2014, it was warranted to last at least a year. It's now 10 years later, still kicking. So the smart solar MPPT Victron should last at least double that. So there's no way I'm going to push it beyond its limits. So the specs, let's see what really caught my eye here. Let me just adjust this. Don't need one hand. So the one I have is 75 volt, 15 amperes. The peak, if it's on a 12 volt system, 220 watts. I have two 50 watt panels. I might string them up in series. Open circuit volts of around, say, 42 volts, depending on temperature. 20 milliamperes, so it should draw less power than my simple volt ampere power meter setup thing. What else is there? Oh, this thing is quite chunky now. The weight of it, it's chunky. Make no mistake about it, because it's got to do with the coils and all those interesting things. So something to note here. HWG. I don't know what this is, but I like the fact that it's also addressing us here in Africa. 6M squared. The cables I've one set. It's in parallel between the battery. The one that has the disconnect load. I mean at the load side, dusk to dawn feature. So the cable running between that and the battery is 2.5 mm times 2. So it should be enough to handle maximum 250 watt panels in series. What else is here? Doesn't state. Yeah, I think that's it. So this box is durable, my goodness. See if if I can do this one hand. Let me open it up. Okay, so I think I've mentioned it before, but the charge controller, this charge controller would replace the PVs to the left. Always connect the battery first, because this is the 1224 volt configuration, auto configure, so there's no jumper switches to move, and I like that. It's modern day stuff. Connect the battery first, followed by the PV panel, and then later the load. Actually, I have the app installed on the phone. Let me throw this on. What may take me an hour or so to mount, it will take you a few seconds. I noticed there was some corrosion on these 2.5 millimeter copper cable multi-thread. Come on, image, please focus. There we go. So I'll chop off a bit of it. I'll remove some and then just create a clean surface. So when I insert it into the Victron smart MPPT controller, it should be a good connect, and nicely some extra length built into the cable to make sure, because remember this one cable, even though it seems like it's positive and negative, I'm going to use this to identify, maybe wrap a piece around this cable negative and this one positive, remove this. My old good friend, it's been nice. Maybe I'll move you over to this side temporary, either later or today, but for now the purpose of this video is just to get the app on and see early stats from the 50-watt panel that's adjusted more towards the evening sunset. And then as time will allow, I will eventually do some adjustments to this board, but for now is to get this thing onto the board as soon as possible. I noticed that as you can see, there's very little reservity or space between the aluminium heatsink and the place where the screws are supposed to go in. So what I'll do is, I think the spot should be perfect right there. Drill some new holes, remove this, make sure that the ends are duct taped off, or electric tape is red for positive, black for negative, and then just take it slow and methodically. And the time now is a few minutes to 3 o'clock, so yeah, I think this should take no longer than 30 minutes to have this sorted out. Of course, I won't get rid of this. I will just, even this, most of this what you see here, will maybe add a longer cable and have it run. Ish, this might end up being a weak project, so I'll see how it goes. Maybe just have everything compiled together, because I know when I maybe watch somebody's video, part 1 and then part 2 and then part 3 and then part 4, no, have all of them wrapped up together. And yeah, let's see how far I get to make some, because this panel will be now holding power, will keep pushing power out to the, actually want to keep it like this for a while. I want to see actually how efficient this panel is now with MPPT being in the picture, compared to, this was the focus charge controller I spoke of. I got this one in 2013, 2014. It's about a little over 10 years ago. Some acid it's spilled onto the casing, but it's electrically sound. This controller plus the one down there won't be thrown away. They have a purpose. I might add a few ceramic capacitors to that, maybe smooth out, get an oscillator, and then maybe, I don't know, I'm just mumbling now, but see you guys in a bit. I actually want to use some of the screws like this. Let's see. Yep, should just barely hold on to, because why I like the screw, it will, hey, sorry man, be gentle with the stuff. So wait a minute, why didn't I see this before? Okay, limited amp input is 15 amps, but there's a 20 amp fuse. Hold that thought. I have one of these automotive fuses. I actually have a few of them. This is rated at 30 amps. This is rated at 10 amps. So, because this panel on each of them are not rated to output more than 3 or 4 amps. It remains to be proven until I actually throw this controller thing in that corner. It's actually perfect. Let's get it nice. Okay, so blue is 10 amps, green is 30 amps. Future proofing. Some more corrosion. Nonsense. I saw some aluminum or aluminium cables, depending on which side of the globe you may find yourself. There's some aluminium cables I'm interested in getting hold of. It's 4mm squared. Might have them in parallel, and then that's actually the next upgrade I'm interested in. Remove those cheap cables, moving over to beefier stuff. So all these things, the cables that has been recycled actually hold its integrity quite well for 3 to 5 amps. It can also explain why the input power from the panel through the controller to the battery dropped a bit. It's not like it used to be, or maybe we need to get some ferrules, those aluminium cable. I have so much to do now. So don't think of solar panels now, think of thicker cables. And I might even upgrade this board in time, make it look nice and pretty. So it will save me a lot of time from the editing. Charge controls rated for 15 amps, 20 amp fuse. My logic is just that given the inefficiency of panels not being 30 plus percentage, meaning 30% of the light hitting the panel, I can actually push it up to this fuse, but the fuse is smaller than what the controller is rated for, and I understand that the heatsink is actually there to dissipate the excess heat, but that heat comes from electrons that should have gone to the battery and maybe power these things and the things that it's supposed to. So half of this is 7.5 and half of the fuse on where my thumb is 10 amps. So I'll put the 10 amp fuse in, just to clear up if I didn't, because I don't want to go back and then enter and then miss out the essence of this video. So that fuse is coming out, and I'm definitely, in fact, let me sort it out now. Mission failed. I tried to pull on it, and I'm a bit concerned that I may cause cracks on the circuit board, so I'll leave it as is, and I'll just make sure that the fuse inline is smaller than the 20, because I don't want, man, those precious valuable electrons shouldn't be wasted. So half its rated capacity for the 15 amps. Okay, see you guys. I'm not sure about the load side. The time will come when I'll actually remove some of this and then hook the cable up to this. I'll still need to find out how this load. I know there's intelligent load disconnect. Let's say the battery, so low volts, let's say you have it set for 12.4, the battery, and then the lead acid battery. This is now for my case, of course, a sodium ion or lithium iron phosphate. In the future will have its own, deserves its own mirror, either one of those two. So battery doesn't get fully charged, the controller notices, oh wow, okay, we didn't reach a full charge today. Then what it does in essence, it will actually raise up the voltage disconnect, meaning remove loads from the battery in keeping with that standard, and the next day when the battery gets filled up again, it will slowly then go back to what was preset. It's something like that. I'm not sure if this controller supports it, but it remains to be proven. Okay. I know it's not coming through clear, but there's a hole. I mean, it's up there. There's another hole, and another hole. And then of course there's a small holes for battery, PV and load. So I hope Victron is not watching this video. They'll be asking, brother, what are you doing trying to remove the fuse? I hope I don't upset them, but I was curious. It's just my 5 cents. So let me get some newspaper, cover at the bottom, maybe something to cover this. I won't touch it for today. I'll see if this 50 watt panel, normally my theory for the benefit of any first time viewers, I normally aim for the best 4 hours of sunlight during the day. Any extra is considered pudding. That will compensate for any cloudy days or so. So now that we have something like this, it could be Victron, it could be EP Ever. EP Ever, I'm showing you guys some love. It could be Renogy, but this for the price, it was $992. I don't know what that is in the US currency, US dollar. So let the drilling start. Okay, wrap this up. Okay, I'll be back. I got some of these screws. The drill bit actually ended up being a lot bigger than what I anticipated. So you see, it's 5 by 41 3.5 by 41. It's a nice thing to always have scrap around. So the name of the game is have them. Okay, let me get this off. Okay, it's alright. Don't worry, I'll be going back. So the name of the game is have this perpendicular as much as possible, and then fill it up with hot glue around and hot glue, and then it simply just slides into like a slideshow. I won't panic because this board, it's at an angle, so it's not like 90-degree perpendicular to the table. It's more leaning towards the wall. These guys will be the standoffs, and then there will be at least a millimeter or centimeter gap between the board and the backside of this aluminium. It's nice and chunky, eh? It's quite proper. So let me get back to you. I actually want to see how the app looks like once it's I think I had it installed. No, not think, I know. Oh, come on, don't be doing this with me today, ne? We're on a live show. So open it. Of course it won't show anything now. It's not connected. So now it's saying what this app is actually doing. It's looking for its partner, and okay, it's not doing anything. So in a few minutes I'll be back. Okay, this is about perpendicular as you can get it, or straight as possible. Actually the fan here is actually helping out, pulling its weight. Just leave it as is. This is, you can see, it becomes less and less transparent. It's actually the first one. I put some generous amount of the glue on it. Remember, it will be at an angle leaning against the wall. We have those grooves that you find around the screw, those tiny grooves, so they will actually hold on. There's no way the thing is gonna fall forward, because I've given a commandment, thou shalt not mess with this board. Of course, not mocking scripture, but it's critically important to not mess with this, because eventually most of these items will be powering at least half the items in the house. So I won't. Okay, there we go. Looks nice. I'm thinking I don't want this video to end up being 2 hours or 3 hours. I'm not sure how long it is now. Power it up, pop the solar panel in. Tomorrow morning I'll see what else I can do. Maybe shift. Goodness, it's quite some distance away from there. I don't know, I'll see, because if I can, because once I go through the app and see what the pros and cons are, how the load works, I'll eventually move some of this, like this guy, way over the side. I'll see how the final product, and it will remain here, because remember this one, it will definitely come off. This is going to the dusk to dawn feature all the way up there. Yeah, it's almost there. Oh, nice. I think this should be able to hold up to the weight. Yeah, not too bad, ne? For someone dealing with ADHD, OCD. Actually, enough. I'm told I have thick fingers, so see how far that goes. Some room to spare. You can see it poking out. Oh, ooh, nice. Hey, that's what's up. Give you a view from the angle. So I might add some hot glue just to seal the deal, like I did on this old controller. that close. Yeah, I'm that close. I'm that close. Let me. So this is now. So imagine now. It doesn't have to be specifically, say, 12 volt pure sine inverter. Maybe 2500 watts. I'll only use maybe like 100 amp trip fuse or breaker fuse. Imagine the bus bar somewhere being in the middle. But mom recently did some upgrading to the kitchen. Asked if I can get hold of those white nice fancy boards. It won't be this mess, but this is a beautiful mess. It definitely sustained me for the time it was here. Okay, let's fire this puppy up. So what I'll do now is just quickly, always remember, battery first. Ooh, okay, battery first, followed by PV, then load. So it should be interesting to see the lights. I mean, it's another benefit, because most of these lights, they cast light at night, and that's why you may be wondering why these pieces of paper. It was actually just to cover it up. So instead of popping out that, I'll be grabbing this, papa, or I'll be using the phone I'm actually using right now to check and see the power stats. So give me a week after today, maybe 2 weeks, and I'll have all of these things sorted out. As he's definitely going to a different project. Shunts, I believe it's a 50 amp, 50 amp, 50 amp shunt. It's rated up to 100 volts. Of course, this little guy can't read more than 30 volts, and you'll end up burning that up. Okay, back to this. ADHD kicking in. Let me wrap this up. I tried to connect it, and fuse popped. This is the fuse that actually burned. It's the one between the solar panel and the charge controller. I think I had my wires crossed about this, but I'll test it out with a multimeter before I hook it up. So 10 amp, nah. 30 amp, nope. 10 amp. Let me see if I can find a 5 amp fuse. On second thought, I might as well just use the 10 amp fuse. It's much smaller than the 20 amp fuse that we found on the charge controller. So the rule of the name of the game is, guys, please have your stuff fused up, because it actually saved this controller from getting burned out. I just felt like the 4th of July, like the folks from the States, or whenever Independence Day hits you, or the New Year. Okay, we're back in business. That's a battery voltage. This time I had it black tape and the red tape, positive, negative. Okay, still good enough. Low battery on the phone, sorry about that. So if it duct taped up and there's a voltage, the charge controller below my pinky, it's sending power to the battery, and the other 2 amp charge controller, just be careful those two don't match up, this controller. So I think depending on the power that I'll see within a week, so in a week or 2 weeks, it will determine whether this controller will then still be functional. So let's not postpone inevitable. Let's throw this on there. Okay, we have it powered in. I believe this has to do with Bluetooth function being on. I noticed that I had the cables twisted up. Old controller I made reference to, panel, battery, load. Here it's the other way around, battery, PV, load. So the next two cables to come in is from the solar panel. It's this two. I'll just strip off some of the cable, but I'm so curious about that, but let me have it all up and running, then I'll switch it on live. I promise. We will actually get to see this thing being turned on at the same time. But I think due diligence. Let's see. Let me sit down. So this might take a while. Hopefully not. Victron. Actually, it already gave me the introduction to local, etc., etc. I think this is the part where the smart but no, that's beyond the scope of my limited knowledge and understanding. So we're doing this together. BRM, I think local, Bluetooth, Why is the Bluetooth on this thing actually off? Allow. Let me get back to you. Let me just quickly solve this problem. I don't want to make the video any longer than it should. Here's proof I'm no expert. All I had to do was just click on to local, and then let's touch on that. Ooh, now I actually get to feel it how the folks with the MPPT controllers actually does it. If you can't fix it, okay. Let me pause. I can't be giving you guys my secret code. Very secret. Okay, just hold on. Let me go back to the manual and I'll get back to you guys shortly. Oh boy, it turns out the pin is actually inside the box. It's with a piece of paper that you find in the box. So if you intend to maybe get a second hand, please make sure you have this. I feel very blonde right now, even though I'm not blonde, but it proves to you blonde is not innate. It's just a stigma. It's it's prejudice. So okay, let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. Okay, finally. Don't feel like a ding dong, eh? Hey. Okay, there's no power coming in. History. I asked the salesperson if apps can be hooked up to more than one device at a time. He said multiple devices, but what I forgot to ask him was, man, these letters are small. Nothing came in because the solar is not hooked up yet. So this is the current. Let's see how accurate this is compared to. Ah, man, this thing must be accurate. 1311. I'm seeing. Sorry about this. I'm seeing 13.3. So Victron must be more accurate. So I'll be back in a bit. And it should be fun. Okay, it's quickly doing its calculation. I'm definitely getting me a big tablet. It's quickly now reconnecting. It's not really showing any state of charge. Ah, come on. There we go. Maybe I should try and refresh it. So only one device at a time. I think there should be a way of connecting, having this hooked up via a web browser. There we go. I'll be back. We still have sun in the background. It's the day the gentleman comes to collect or clean out the bins. It should be. Oh, sorry about this. Okay, let's see. It's now doing its collection thing or connecting fetch data. 13.07. Given that everything is internal, so it means very little resistance is actually. Oh man, this doesn't look nice, and I think there's an update. Okay. Woo! Oh man. Ah, nah. Okay. Okay, so the current volt is 13.06. We saw moments ago there's still some sun in the light in the sky. So let me throw on that. Maybe temporal. No, I like my fuses. Okay, I'll see you guys in a bit. It just occurred to me I haven't set battery volts. Okay, it's 12 volts. That should have been detected immediately. It's 12 volt. Spot mode. Ooh, this is nice. Manual equalization. This is interesting. Okay. Let's see what else. The charger isn't enabled yet. Battery. Max current is 15 amps. I doubt that I'll actually see that. Select preset for now. Let's see what else is there. PS, tubular traction, AGM. Let me get back to you guys. I'll be back. Okay, I believe this should be the second last video to make. Let's quickly go to the battery. This battery is now the one in the back. It's had it since 2019 according to ChatGPT. Absorb volts 14.6, but then 14.4 because I'll leave it at 14.50 because warmer weather it should be 14.4 volts. Equalize automatic once every 30 days. I haven't enabled it yet. I want us to view this moment together as one team. Okay, that should then be the last video after this. Something else to note, there is an update. Uh, Currently the volts is 12.77. Let's have it quickly switched on. There's no history. There's no trends. Ooh. Just a quick note then, please remember if you're going for the 75 volt 15 amp version, if you have your Bluetooth enabled on multiple devices, it will only be able to access that one Bluetooth device at a time, so you can't do that double. I'm not sure about being able to log it via a browser or some sort. Maybe I think that's something for the hub. Let me wrap this up. Already got the red wire in for the solar panel in the middle, and now it's time to wrap it up. Okay, it's showtime, people. It's showtime. I had the polarities checked out. Don't be thrown out by the white wire and the red wire. Both of them, I had them tested here with a faithful old trusty multimeter. Okay, let's switch this puppy on. Let's see what happens. App is a bit slow, so I guess that's I'll have it updated afterwards. Okay, it's showtime, baby. Okay, battery, enable charger. Ooh, 13 watts. Okay, that's at 1 amp. History, of course, there's not gonna be much. I'm still shaking. I don't know whether you can pick that up. Okay, it's connected, people. It's connected. It's connected. It's in bulk. Oh man, this is... Forget about DSTV subscription. This is it. So yeah, it's in bulk. Let's see, bulk status. Current is currently 70 amps. Nonsense. This issue with palms that are sweating. Let's see if I can have it activated. Come back. It's 12 watts. So it takes that high volts in the amp where my finger thumb is, and then it gets to the MPPT controller, and then it spits out 13.08 volts at 1 amp. Something that this pulse width modulation cannot do. So, if you just a quick recap, it wasn't sponsored. This is something I've always had my eye on. Price actually came down to a point where I can actually feel at ease with myself. Let's see what else is there. Trends. Okay. It's late in the afternoon. There's not really going to be much. And also keep in mind there's currently still 3 controllers on this the setup. So I'll let it be like for a few days and I'll get back to you guys in a bit. So let's quickly see how the sun is outside. I'm now outside. Some construction happening. Not much. Okay, it's 13 ball. 16 point. And something in this app that actually I don't know why I skimmed over it. At least now with having something genuine, absorption, float, equalization, I will know exactly what's up. For now there's not really something that's always on. I might hook up some Arduino kit or something in the future. We can just glance by and see something like this. There should be a way of pumping this. Let's quickly go back. Oh yeah, one more time. Then I'll show you guys how the sun looks like. This wall is around 30 centimeters plus thick. So the Bluetooth does have to fight to actually get through. So the current voltage of the battery. So the 16.53, it's changing quickly in the amp. Like I mentioned, it's boosted. Voltage is dropped. amps are boosted, and this is where we get this 1 amp. It's now in bulk stage. Okay, it's the panel right there. Just check out the old videos. So I might combine this one, I definitely will, and the one that's pointed towards the east. So again, just ignore the number in the top. It's a volt for the panel. It's this 50-watt panel that I want to have hooked up to this. So it's, I assume, yeah, it's still bulk. How dumb was I thinking? Still in bulk, then followed by absorb, which should be the next LED, and then the green light at the top. It's quite sturdy. This wire's, oh yeah, it's a mosquito. So I thank you for having made it all the way to the end of this video. I'll definitely keep you guys posted, and I have something now new to play around with. So you don't have to go specifically for MPPT. Like I mentioned, there's Victron. There's the Victron, the one here. There is, what's the other one? I mentioned it on the video. EP Ever. And there's quite a few other branded true MPPT controllers. Yes, it's expensive initially. There's a few multimeters that I actually ordered that I may hook up in parallel with the battery and then maybe have it pasted here on the side. Just at a quick glance to see, okay, what's going on. If I want more details, take out the phone and then check it out. So, thank you. See you guys in the next one.